Hey guys, this is Mark with Apple Tech 128, and in this video I want to show you how you can get pure white backgrounds for your product photography. Look at any product that's for sale and you'll see it's kind of just floating around. There's no background, and if it is a pure white background. Apple does this a lot with their pictures and pretty much every other company, but how do you get such an awesome looking image? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. So the first thing we want to do is find a pure white table. And hey, I happen to have one of those. This is actually a table where we record a lot of our product reviews, and it is actually really well set up for lighting. So that is also something you want to keep in mind, is how you light the thing. For me, what I found best is that you should have a top light in order to illuminate the top of the surface, since we are going to be doing a top-down shot on the product. And there are two more lights on the side. We're not going to worry about those quite yet, but we will take a look at them in a minute once we do get everything set up. For our camera, you're going to want to have it on some sort of tripod. You're not going to do handheld, and you can do an overhead shot, or you can kind of do an angled facing down. I'm going to be using a big camera, so I'm going to kind of go angled, but you can get some overhead rigs. And I even made one of my own, so they're not that hard to do. What we want to do is find a camera with manual focus, a zoom preferably, and manual exposure. So ISO, aperture, shutter speed, all that sort of stuff you want to have manual. So what we want to do is go ahead and angle the camera facing down, and we will go ahead and turn it on. The most important part in getting a pure white background is making sure your white balance is set properly. We don't want to mess with auto white balance, where it's going to continually change throughout our entire photography or video session. So you want to do manual white balance, and you want to get a nice white card or gray card, whatever you prefer. So I prefer the white, and I'm actually using a red, and it's going to be recording video. You can get stills from this, which looks awesome. But for this, I want to use my red so you can kind of get a video out of it and see what's going on as I manipulate things. So I'm going to go ahead and put my card right in front of the camera, and we will go ahead and adjust our white balance. It's going to vary based on your manufacturer. So this is just how I do it on my red, but again, it's going to vary. So you're going to want to check your user manual. And then now we're going to want to go ahead and look at our waveform monitor, our Lumetri scopes, whatever you prefer to call it. And we will go ahead and make sure that it is just slightly overexposed. That's going to make sure that the background is brighter than neutral, and that is kind of wash out and let your product just look floating there. What I like to do is actually use an ND filter. This is going to drop the light just a little bit, but it's going to allow you to open up your aperture a lot more, get more shallow depth of field. So I have a couple of Hoya filters, and I already put one on my camera, which is going to allow me to use a wider aperture, and it just looks nicer overall. It also helps balance the light a little bit better, so our dynamic range is a little more squished, which is going to help with your product and the background. So now what we want to do is go ahead and place our product in the image, and we will go ahead and adjust exposure to make sure our product is not overexposed at all. But there is one issue, and that is a shadow. We do not want shadows at all, because that is going to kill the effect of your product just floating there. So what we want to do is use those two lights on the side, turn them on, and move them around so we can go ahead and cancel out the shadow. Now, it looks fairly decent, but there's just a tiny bit of shadow on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little LED light and shine it on the base of the thing, and that's going to help a little bit. So you're going to need a ton of lights for it, and that is why I recommend an ND filter, because with all of those lights, if you have a really large sensor like I do on my camera, you're going to really need to close that aperture down a lot. And with an ND filter, you can open it up a little bit more, because we have a ton of light being poured into this image. So let's go ahead and hit record, and we can see that it looks really nice. There is still a little bit of shadow, and that can be fixed easily with more lights. As you can see, we have a pretty nice image. Let's go ahead and swap out the product for something else. And as you can see, it looks just as great. I do recommend using a black product or something dark with your white background, because that is going to definitely get overexposed if you have a white product. So now that we've got those videos or stills taken, we're going to want to go ahead and edit them just a little bit and make it so our background is pure white and our product stands out a little bit better. And you can do this by adjusting your aperture, your exposure within your editor. A little bit of contrast will take it out of the background some more. And overall, I think we have a really great looking product. But that is how you do it. It's that simple and easy. If this helped you out and you guys liked it, feel free to leave this video a like. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And hit the subscribe button for more awesome videos like this. This is Mark with Apple Tech One Tweet, and I'll see you in the next one.